Yo, if I'm being completely honest, I redid this intro like 4 times or 5 times or maybe 6 times because I just don't like intros. They don't they don't ever feel like authentic. No, you know what I mean? Like I gotta give my name to you. Like that's weird. But whatever. It's whatever. My name is Isaias Hernandez. And since I guess since it's the first episode, I should give like some sort of reason to why I'm doing this. And to be completely 100% honest, I don't know. It's kind of something that just happened. I kind of felt like I would be good at it. There's a lot of shit that I gotta get off my chest, and I feel like this would be a good way to do it. I'll talk about current events, shit that might interest you, that interest me definitely, and that I feel like people need a new perspective on, and that's kind of what I'm here to do. I'm kind of here to give you a new perspective on life itself. If 100 people watch this episode, and maybe only if 99 people forget about it, and I got one person that say, maybe he's right, or maybe he got a point. Kind of feel like I kind of be happy with myself. I kind of feel like I did what I was supposed to, you know? Where do I start? I guess I'll start in Jersey because I live in Jersey. South Jersey at that, not North Jersey. Those that live in Jersey know the difference. South Jersey is one of those places where you live 30 minutes away from the beach, and you live 30 minutes away from the city, and you live 30 minutes away from the mountains. This shit is awesome. I love it. The only problem with that is the people. And when I say what I mean by that is I'm a people person. I think this shit just goes to show that I like to talk to y'all. But in doing that, you often find people that be like, "Yeah, I hate Jersey, bro. I can't wait to get out of Jersey, dude." And everyone got their reason for that. I'm not knocking y'all that got that. Maybe people need changes. I know I don't envision me living in Jersey the entire time, but I guess when I ask people why, they kind of never give me a good answer. They kind of just say, just because. And I'm not one to say that that's not a good reason. If you want to leave Jersey, go ahead and by all means do it. But I think it's a wonderful place. Where do we start? That's a good question. Where do we start? This is going to be a podcast about everything. I'm talking about everything. I'm trying to talk about everything. I want people to give me what I want to talk about, what things to talk about. I want you guys to decide what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about everything. No exaggeration. Like I don't think there's anything out of the realm of possibility for me to not talk about, unless it's like baseball or some shit. I hate baseball. Yeah. So because it's the first episode, I guess I'll start with the topics on my own. There's just one topic on social media, Twitter namely, that has been getting a lot of traction these past couple of weeks. Actually, I don't know how long it's been going on, but I'd seen it a couple weeks ago. I didn't think much of it because I thought it was kind of like and then it picked up a lot of traction. There was like politicians supporting it, and then just a whole bunch of people talking about it. They got like thousands of supporters now, so I guess it's like newsworthy. And when I saw it, I thought it was stupid. I thought it would go away, and I thought it would be not important. But whatever. I'm talking about the McDonald's strike, the McDonald's work strike, the one that where people are fighting to get $15 minimum wage. And boy, there's so many problems with that. Because honestly, to be 100% honest, we're in a lose-lose situation here. The people who are protesting. And I feel like the protest is a waste of time. Honestly, if you ask me, I feel like the protest is a complete waste of time. I say that because if nothing else, America runs off capitalism. They are run by companies and business. That's it. Point blank. Period. That's it. So if you think these guys are gonna grow compassionate about you struggling in your dorm room wanting $15 an hour, I got news for you. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about you. And it's sad to see because it splits people up. Even it's successfully splitting up the middle class, the people who believe that they deserve $15 an hour, and the people who don't. It's sad to see because it's just the wrong fight. You're fighting the wrong thing. These guys that got the money, they're gonna continue to win no matter what. Let's say they do, for some reason, raise it to $15, which isn't out of the realm of possibility, because I already see people paying $13 to $15 an hour here in Jersey. I can't speak for everywhere else, but I walked past the Target ad that were offering to pay $13 an hour for cashier. Is $2 that much of a difference for an hour? Is $2 is worth fighting for? And that's where I separate myself from the rest of the. When you protest, when you're protesting the $15 an hour, you're giving your time. You're giving your time to protest. And I feel like that time could be better spent doing so much other shit. That time could be spent better, like bettering yourself. It's not worth it to fight over it, because in the end they're gonna win. Let's say, all right, like I was saying before, let's say they do raise it $15 an hour, nationwide. They're gonna claim it's gonna cause inflation, and the results will bear that, because the price of goods will rise. But like, think critically. Why would they rise? The same people who are employing you are selling you the goods. So if they're losing money here, they're gonna go make their money over there. Dog, these companies, they make their money off the middle class. And y'all want to sit here and bicker about it. Because I know the people, I've seen social media, the people talking about, oh, they don't deserve, anyone can flip burgers. They don't deserve $15 an hour. And it might be true, but that's not really like, is that a valid argument? The person that flips burgers doesn't deserve $15 an hour? What is $15 an hour? These guys got billions in the bank. They don't give a fuck if you're making... They do. Never mind. Let me stop myself. They do care. But trust that they're going to make their money somewhere else. I'll use that to segue into something else. I mentioned earlier, before I started talking about that politicians were getting involved. And once upon a time, I myself... It was recently, about I'd say maybe a year ago, I did want to become a politician. I did want to be someone with a voice to inspire change. I love politics. It's something I love doing. I love debating with people. I love debating moral differences with people. And I used to identify as an independent. But now I could give two fucks about politics. And I'll tell you the reason why. But when I fell in love with politics, it was before social media, before the tweets, before cancel culture, before all that. And I would lean more to the liberal side. I would. But like as social media grew and progressed, so did like politicians started using it too. And then the first big boom was Trump obviously using Twitter to announce shit. And then it just like blew from there. And man, we're getting fake headlines. It's like flat out fake news stories, just lies. Like, bro, there's no integrity in politics no more. And there might have never been integrity. There might have never been integrity in politics ever. But at least it wasn't visible. At least you couldn't see it. Now, no one gives a fuck. Like, honestly, like, they're just putting everything out there. They got fact checks that are fake to sway viewers. People who are invested in politics, the liberal and conservative sides. I'm talking about liberal and conservatives. You're wasting your time. That shit is a waste of time to me now. I loved it. I loved the fact that politics was originated for people with moral differences to debate. That was the premise of politics. The premise of politics I fell in love with. Dog, it's like there's like not even remotely close to that. It's now about bashing. Like there's no factual substance in nothing. There are a few good conservative and liberal with not so much bias media outlets, and I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I do keep up with those. But yeah, man, it's sad to see. I said this would be a podcast about I did say this would be a podcast about everything, and I meant it. About everything. I'll try to stay well versed in all the news happening. I kind of want to tackle, as I get into this, universal truth, like death, love, hate, perspectives on that. Those I kind of want to do with people, though. I kind of want to have guests on here to see what they think about that, what they think about that topic, because everyone's views are different about that. My views are wildly different on all of that I just named. And I'd love for you guys to hear it, but again, I kind of want to do it with someone else. I kind of want to save that stuff for later. So right now, I'm kind of just sticking to current events. So I'll talk about something else that as a law student and a hip hop head was a story. Was a story that I 1000% was gonna follow. And that's this 6ix9ine thing, Tekashi. Boy, oh boy. You know, one thing that sucks about this whole 6ix9ine thing is he's Mexican and I'm Mexican. So in the beginning, I felt like I had to kind of support him, and then it kind of just went left, and fuck, it's so hard to support him now. And support him in the sense that I kind of want to see him get paid. I didn't ever listen to his music. I thought that shit was garbage, trash. But I did support him in getting money. But when he got locked up, okay, as soon as he got locked up, if you thought this kid wasn't gonna snitch, if you didn't know he was gonna snitch, it kind of tells me where you stand. You kind of don't know. You kind of don't really probably follow hip hop like that. If you didn't know off the jump this kid was gonna snitch, you probably don't know hip hop all that well. So I'm not surprised he snitched. And that's not even what I want to talk about really, because that's been covered. That's been covered in a half. I kind of didn't want to even touch that. I'm focused on the legal side of it. Being someone that's in college for law. It kind of when the facts in the case started coming out, it made me question, art, is this shit really real? Like, honestly, like how much of this is real? The nail in the coffin for me was all right, the fact that they're tweeting out the entire case details, That shit is funny. When have you ever, like, when has that ever happened before? Like, you're not allowed to film what's inside the court due to New York law, but they're tweeting out. They're tweeting out everything, like from breaks to like witness testimony. What? That's like legal info on Twitter, and that's kind of scary. If it's true, that's kind of scary to me. The nail in the coffin for me was when, and I get this from TMZ, but I don't know if TMZ was the first one to report it. TMZ announced that this man is going denied. They kind of made an announcement on Tekashi denying witness protection. That's a slap in the face to everyone who is following this. That kind of just like confirms, the point of witness protection is to protect people. Like, their job is to keep people from getting killed. If witness protection was an option, you gotta be fearing for your life. You announce it? And at that, you announce that you're going to have 24/7 security? Get the fuck out of here. That shit was wild to me. If this is true, Tekashi has my respect. This man don't care about his life. He has my respect. I just don't think it's true. It's fucking insane. He got a record deal? For what? He wasn't bringing in $10 million before he got locked up. And it said there was reports that Tekashi 6ix9ine got a $10 million record label record deal. I'm sorry, for 2 albums. For 2 albums, $10 million. When he wasn't doing that before, and he probably won't do that after, because do you know how much $10 million is? I think people don't understand what a record deal is. A record deal is basically a bank loan saying, yo, we'll give you this money, you got to make it back over here. He might be able to do $10 million off streaming, but he's going to be in debt. And what I mean when I say that is, you don't make money off streaming when you're a rapper. You don't make money off streaming. You make money off appearances and shows. So let me believe. So let's just assume that this is true. That this kid is gonna get out and he's gonna have 24/7 security. God knows how he's gonna pay for that. He has 24/7 security. He drops an album. It's fire. It breaks all types of streaming records. Now it's time to go perform it. Where are you gonna go perform it, dog? And I'll just leave it at that. I don't gotta talk about it more. You kind of get the idea. What else do I want to talk about? This is gonna be a podcast about everything. Something I keep stressing throughout this. I want to talk about actually not yet. And I didn't plan on talking about this my first episode. Shit, I don't even know if I planned on talking about it at all. But I just thought about it. When it comes to first loves and things you grew up loving, it's always hard to let those things go. For me, personally, soccer was one of those things. I played my last game November of last year. It was my last competitive game, and boy did it hurt when I took off that jersey, because I knew I probably wouldn't do it again. It hurts because it's something you're good at, it's something you don't want to give up, like the in and outs of that sport. I know the in and outs of soccer like the back of my hand. And my and I did want to continue playing in college, but it kind of got away from me. The sport kind of got away from me. I started focusing on other things, and I didn't even realize it. I still had love for the game, but it wasn't the same love I had when I was 13, 14. That was when I loved the game. That was when I fucking got an MLS tryout. That's insane. Like an MLS tryout, and then to just reflect back on what I did. And granted, there were injuries in between, and I'm not one to make excuses for that. But I kind of let my talent get the best of me. That old saying of hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that's very much true because I feel like I was talented in soccer, but I never put the effort that was required to continue playing the sport to a higher level. I was always content with being. I never wanted to be the best in soccer, you know. I was always content with being on the field, and being the best came naturally to me. It's something I didn't have to work for, you know what I mean? Whenever I was on the field with certain players on the field. I'm talking about, this is years ago. This isn't recently. Recently, I fell off and it was, I was mad at myself. Like, how did I let it get to this point? I want this to be an every week thing. Like again, I said I want you guys to give me topics on what to talk about. I'll bring in topics to talk about myself that I feel like would be interesting, but I kind of just right now I'm kind of winging it. This is the first episode, so I'll be prepared next week, hopefully. And I like if I'm being completely honest, I don't like the fact that I'm doing this alone because I always tend to fuck shit up when I'm alone. But this is one thing I feel confident in doing. Talking is one of those things I feel like I've always been good at. Talking is that's kind of why I'm in college to be a lawyer, is because I'm kind of good at talking. That's kind of why I'm doing this. It's because I feel like I'm good at talking. College. College is one of those things that if you feel like for a slight chance that you don't in high school that you wouldn't be a good fit at college, don't do it. I'm telling you right now. If what you plan on doing in your life does not require a degree, do not go to college. Boy, that thing is a scam and a half. They make you take courses that you've taken in high school, that you've been taking for years in high school, and it makes it feel like that. And I feel like that's why a lot of people drop out their first year. It feels like high school again. And yeah, new people, if you're out of state, you got like a new environment, and if you're in state and you're still doing it, it just, if you feel like school isn't for you, do not do it. Do not feel pressure into being in college. I'll tell you right now, that's a mistake. Number one, you're gonna go in debt, and yo. People don't understand that college is a business, and that's what they want. They want your money, bro. They don't care about your fucking education. So long as they get that $13,000 a year, they're good. I feel sad for people who tell me they're going into college for business. I do. It kind of tells me you're still in the notion that you need a degree to get into business, and if we're being all the way honest, for some things you do, and for most of the things you don't. And no, that's not a shot to my friends, because I got a lot of friends going into college. I got a lot of friends going into college for business. And let me tell you, I still support you. I support you guys. I do, but I just feel like it's a scam, man. When people tell me they're going into college for that, 90% of the people who tell me it's either nursing, psychology, or business, man. Always, if you see a college student, you gotta ask. If you got friends in college, you always have to know what they're going into college for. You kind of get an idea of what markets will be saturated and what won't. I have yet to meet someone or ask someone that's going outside of that, of psychology. Teaching is another one. A couple people. Psychology, teaching, business is the main one. It's really it. Are there enough positions for that? Maybe. Maybe. Do you see yourself doing more than that? I can't answer that for you. That's on you. Do you feel like you'd be successful and happy? Not just in like wealth wise, just in your mental. Like, do you feel like you would mentally be okay doing what you're doing? I feel like a lot of people who go into business, they don't know what else to do. Not everyone is a business mind. Fuck, business minds are rare. I know few people with true business minds that will succeed in business. I know they will succeed in business. Y'all know who I'm talking about. They got business minds. Most people don't have that tell me they're going into business. And you can tell people who got that. Business ain't for everyone. And nursing is another major that a lot of people are going into, that I see a lot of. Not even the full doctor, because nursing, med school ain't cheap. You just want to do nursing. I kind of got mixed feelings on that. I feel like nurses are one of those spots that are very underappreciated and everyone needs, but it's kind of overlooked because we got a doctor right there. They got doctors in the same rooms as nurses. I feel like the people who give the generic answer or are majoring in the generic thing in the generic majors, they're lost. They're not willing to try something else. And I'm not saying in a college sense. I'm not saying you should go waste your money on more classes. I feel like you should drop out. Excuse me. Drop out for a couple years or a year. Find yourself. Know what you want to do. Because this time, or the time that we're in, you have time to do that. Like you're not, and everyone's situation is different, but you're not pressured. You don't got too many responsibilities. At most, your parents probably make you pay a phone bill and your car. Find yourself. Like, honestly, invest in yourself. And that goes back to my point with the McDonald's workers. And I guess that's a point I want to make. This main point of this podcast, I guess, is invest in yourself. This is an investment in myself. I'm doing a couple other things on the side, which is investing in myself. All while I'm doing a pre-major law. I wanna major in pre-law. Granted, I had to grow up quick, so I kind of know what I want to do in my life. I'm not saying that it's not a humble brag. I sort of got it, isn't? I had to grow up quick. Like, my past doesn't allow me to sit down and not know who I want to be. My past kind of made me find out who I wanted to be. It kind of forced me into exploring that. And fuck, was there sad times where where I thought, no, I don't want to talk about this. Not in the first episode. I kind of leave that, but yeah, I was kind of forced to grow up. I kind of leave it at that. Not, and I won't say I'm lucky because of that. Right now, sure, it seems fucking it seems like a luxury that my past allowed me to grow up so fast. But trust me, in the times I'm talking about, it didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like it at all. So try new shit. Invest in yourself. I feel like a ton of people don't know what they want to do, and I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Enough people aren't willing to just do that. They feel like they need to be in college because they're 19, they're 18. But like, if I ask people what they're gonna do after college, they think that once they get out of college, they're gonna have a job lined up. When the reality is, when you get out of college, you're probably gonna be making a little bit over minimum wage, and you're gonna be in a huge amount of debt. That's the reality of shit. And if you don't have a plan, if you don't know what you want to do, it's scary. I feel like if you don't know what to do, college is just one of those things that are stressing you out even more. Take college out of your life, and then just find what you want to do. Like, there's great YouTube videos on how to do that. When you this is a confidence rule, but I feel like it could be applied here too. When you establish the fact that you truly understand that in the end everything will be okay, and you master that down to a T, and I know you can say it, though I'm talking about when you feel it, shit just becomes so much easier. I promise you. Like, you're not afraid to do anything because you know in the end it'll be okay. And that's a principle I'm struggling with now to master. I feel like I got a good hang of it, and I felt like I could drop back and do shit because I understand that a little bit. I understand that principle a little bit. But even that a little bit, even just that small bit, like, it shit has helped me so much. When you establish the fact that, yo, shit's gonna be alright. Like, no matter what you do, drop out of college, yo, I promise you, shit will be alright. Like, shit, it'll be okay. And man, I feel like this was a good podcast. This is a good number one. This is a good number one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be seen as like an introspective kind of guy. I'm a very literal person. Everything I say should be taken with a grain of salt, by the way. And like I said, again, I don't know if I said it or not in the beginning, but I do, like, the whole goal of this is to, if I just get one person to if 100 people view this and 99 people forget about it, and one person just says, maybe he has a point, my job is done. I'm not doing this to blow up on YouTube or anything. I'm not doing this to even make money off of it. I don't give a fuck about the money side of this. I invested money into it, and I hope to make that money back. But I feel like if you're getting into this for money, you're gonna start doing shit that'll compromise your position, if that makes sense. I feel like it won't be authentic. And again, I feel like such a dickhead because I'm only 19 and I'm out here giving advice to other people, and it doesn't feel right to me. But I honestly want to like help just one person, maybe. There's not I know it's easy to start a podcast nowadays, and a lot of people do it, but I feel like not. And I swear I'm an optimist. I am an optimist. I love to see the view with the world with a positive view, but not everyone deserves a voice. Fuck, you might even think I don't deserve a voice. I don't deserve to be doing this, but I, I feel like if you feel like you have the ability to help one person, and that's why that boils down to the reason why I'm doing this, is I feel like if I could find someone and connect with someone, hey man, job well done. The investment would be worth it. This podcast would be worth it. It honestly would. Closings suck too, as well as introductions. I'm trying to find a way to close this out. But it's always hard because, again, it's the first one. I'm kind of winging it as I go along. But I think I'll close with this. I hope the fact that I'm doing this doesn't make me come off as arrogant. That's my dog. If you heard that, whatever that was my dog. Actually, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I hear you. Come on in. You too. Come on. Come here, buddy. I'll end with this. This is my little chihuahua. This is Batman. I love this little guy. He loves being hugged. Love this little guy. I'll end with this. Look. Say hi, Batman. Look. Say hi, Batman. Set you down. This is my other dog. This is Robin, and yeah, I know the names are Batman and Robin. I don't like DC Comics shit. I don't even like comics, but I do have a little brother that's wildly into superheroes, and he did name that Chihuahua. He was the one who named the Chihuahua. We were all trying to find out a name for him, and he kind of just said Batman, and it stuck. And Batman really likes that name too. He listened to it, and I have the larger dog Robin. I kind of he didn't name that one, but we kind of just wanted to stick with the theme of superheroes. And I have another dog that's not here right now. Her name is Harley. Love her to death. She's actually pregnant. Yeah. So I'll end it on a good note there. Closing. I don't know how to close it. I'm not good at closings. I'm not good at introductions. So, I'll leave you guys at that. Look at Robin. I'll leave you guys at that. Take care. Hopefully, I can make this a weekly thing. I'm serious about doing this weekly. Just taking maybe an hour out of my day to come and speak. Yeah. See you guys next week, I guess.